is brand new. China escalating the ongoing trade war with the U.S.
Overnight, Beijing announcing a 125% tariff on U.S. imports. This is up from 84% duty that China announced on Wednesday.
So this has the White House clarified yesterday that the 20% fentanyl tariff will remain in effect, bringing the total tariff on China to 145%.
Yeah, we did some bad math early, but now this is the total.
China's finance ministry responding, saying, quote, even if the U.S. continues to impose higher tariffs, it will no longer make economic sense and will become a joke in the history of world economy.
All right, President Xi also saying today his country is not afraid. Their new 125% tariff rate on U.S. Goods kicks in tomorrow. And here we go. So no one's backing off.
Nope.
But the thing that obviously it's going to affect us. Got it. But when you realize how much China is hurting internally, their marketing, their housing market has collapsed. The stimulus money that they put in has not been effective. They have a youth unemployment rate where kids are going from college and they just don't want to work, not opportunities available, to the point where they're going back to the colleges saying, if your students, your graduates don't get jobs, we're coming after you. That's how desperate they are. And most of what they need now, since they're great at producing things, but they need us to consume their things. And if the prices become too high, America naturally will start giving the Heisman to Chinese goods.
I think this has become the national security issue of our time as well, Brian. They hack us like crazy. They steal like crazy. They knock off our products all the time. And you really can't compete at the end of the day with slave labor. We outlawed in this country for a reason, and now we essentially buy the products from a different country that does the same thing.
Right. We get a lot of computers, a lot of phones, a lot of toys from China. But the president says he's optimistic. This was good news. He said we're very close to doing one of these trade deals. Listen.
So how close are you to the first country coming to actually make a deal with the United States over tariffs? Is it days, months?
Well, I think it's very close, but, we have to have a deal that we like. We don't want a deal that's going to be a bad deal, or I could make every deal in one day if I wanted to. I could do this all in one day. I could just say, here's what we'll do. And I was saying to the people before, to Scott, mostly to Scott and Howard, and some of the other people that work with us on the negotiations.
You wouldn't extend the pause?
Yeah. We'll have to see what happens at that time.
And they're saying a lot of things. They're coming after it. Their foreign minister, the Chinese foreign minister, says the U.S. is in defiance of global criticism, pitching itself against the rest of the world. Intimidation, threats, and blackmail are not the right way to engage China. Now, people have said that President Xi has come to power, held power, consolidated power, because he's known as a tough guy.
Right.
So that's his whole persona. I know it comes down to schoolyard politics, and we usually use that, keep that in the Middle East. Right. But we're seeing that now. So if you want to keep your population in check, you make him think that you're in control, what he says goes, and you're going to stand up to the behemoth, which is the U.S., which makes me think they're not going to take a step back, because that is their persona right now around the globe.
But these people are going to suffer. And I love the way that the president talks about this. He always says, look, I got to be tough with China. I have to, but me and the president are friends. He's a tough negotiator. But I got to do what's best for my people. He's going to try to do what's best for his people. But all I want is fairness. I don't want to get into a war with China. I just want what's fair to the United States and what's fair for China as well.
Right. I don't think most Americans knew the deficit was so big between the two countries. And that's what he's saying. We're going to stop paying y'all so much money until you start paying us just as much. We have Jamieson Greer, the U.S. trade representative. You've seen him on TV.
Guest.
Yeah, he's big. He's going to be on at 7:30. He's the one that's been in front of the Senate and the House talking about all this.
Very smart.
And